Hi, I'm Jim Sonius with Sioux Valley Stock Farm from Spencer, Iowa. I have been affiliated with HiQual for 30 years. I've been a part of the Sioux Steel operation for 16 years. Today we're going to go through the features and benefits of the HiQual Calving Pen. I've used the calving pen on our own farm operation for 25 years, and we want to talk about the features and benefits. So to start off, we're going to go through how I would normally set up the pen for normally receiving a cow that needs assistance in calving. First thing I want to talk about is a double swing gate. On the back here, we have the gate that opens up from this angle. You can blow your cattle from that direction. Blow your cattle from the other direction. Bring this open, and you bring your cattle in at that point in time. This is, I'm sorry, I should have had this set up. This is normally once you bring your cow in, this would get each here, or would have this in position, and this gate should have been shut. But we bring it in, HiQual, when they built this product, built it for animal safety and operator safety. So once you have your animal in there, bring it in, this gate's shut, you come around to the man gate, come into this 4-foot gate. I normally have the leg gate set up. You essentially receive a cow. It is a self-catching head gate. I would like to show that. It has several features. On the bottom, I've got it already tucked in, but there is, I'll bring it back up. There is a position on both sides. You can have it fully shut. On the bottom, you can have it notched in one side on both sides. The top will go in as well, so it'll give you more room. You can do the same thing on the other side. This head gate is as heavy as most head gates are at any manual chute. When I receive a cow, a lot of people like to open it up to it, but I found that this position where you're fully shut on one side, shut on the top, open one notch on the bottom, will receive a cow and you won't have any problems. If they got a bigger neck, we got the springs in here to soften the blow so we get no shoulder injury, we get no neck injury, and you're free to go that way. If you've got it open further, a lot of guys want to open it further because they think they have big cows. They get this opened up too far, it goes open or goes shut like that. This then opens up too far. The cow will throw its head up and down. They will bring that plate up and it will self-discharge. So you want to leave it as tight as you get it. So now I've got that set up. The cow is in there. I go in, turn the man gate, shut this down about so far. What I personally do, with that winded up, you have no problem with that cow resisting going that way because they can't see anything. The cow normally wants to get away from the operator, so they want to go that way or come this way. They see me, they're not going to come this way. I will take normally, and I will fully open that up. And I will walk this way, and the cow's wanting to get away from me. They see that head gate open, and do one of two things. This gate, side gate, is offset welded. And as that cow's moving that way, you're sweeping this around. What's that do? That helps shut that head gate so the cow can now come in and itself catch. If that's not the case, sometimes I'm in here, the cow's coming around, I will assist in closing the head gate. Now you come in here with your side cap, it's just as tight as possible. Your cow's in here, we've attached the cap puller to it. We open up your side panels. And this 2-foot gate is very necessity to open it up to give you a lot more arcing space for pulling the calf. Go ahead and bring this around, to open like so. We had just 2.5 weeks ago a heifer of ours that we pulled. I guess I didn't talk about that. Your front can adjust. You can go all the way to the front. If you've got a super long cow, I like to set up the head spot about that distance, maybe 10 inches back. That will accommodate your 1,500-pound cow. But most of the time, you're also pulling with heifers will give you birthing problems. So then your heifer's probably up here a little bit shorter animal. With that being said, that heifer went down on her side. The calf was coming backwards. It's a hard pull. When I got the jack on it, she went down. I had to come all the way over to here with the jack down here, pulled the calf, and we saved the calf, thankfully. Now, had we not had this side panel here, I would only been able to come here, would not have given me enough angle to get that calf out. We would end up losing the calf, and in today's value, it's very high value. We would have tore the cow, it maybe lost the cow because of infection. One other thing we need to talk about is doing a cesarean if we have problems calving. This pen's set up really nice for cesareans. This is all shut up again. Okay, let's say we've got the cow in here. We've determined before we even tried to pull that we need to do a cesarean. She's in here tight. What you do is this chain here, and you never take it off, you hopefully never use it much. Take this chain loose. And bring it around to this post. Bring it up as tight as you can. Latch it in there. You pull this pin, drop this loose, swing this out of the way. Now your cow, if we get in as fast as you can, that cow can put her whole hip on here. It will support the whole cow. And a veterinarian likes to do a cesarean on a cow standing up. The best way to do it, you've got to support of that cow that you don't see on many other pens. I had a question come up, is this pen compatible with another head gate? The answer would be no. As we talked about earlier, this is all built in the pen. If you put another head gate on, it would be bolted on the front or the back. And this is all welded on here with offsets on this side sweep. As we talked about earlier, it helps close the head gate, but then this would not be helpful for an opposing head gate to go on. Another item that I'd like to talk to you about this calving pen is that it's compatible with the HiQual heavy duty panels. It does have a pin and clip system on both sides, front and back. A lot of people will go ahead and put this in line as they're moving cattle through. They'll put a 10x10 or 10x12 pin on the back and then move their cattle up. I do have a lot of people with the exit, they'll put a 10x10 or 10x12 pin up front and maybe just leave the cow, if they had a real hard bird, leave the cow there for assistance later on. But you can just exit into another pin up front. The pin and clip system is there. It matches up to all the other heavy duty panels that you can do. The other things I'd like to talk to you about this pen is we've had cows already go down. They've struggled when we're pulling them. It's quite a process in pulling cattle or pulling calves from cows. A lot of times they'll get weary, they'll go down, they paralyze temporarily on the back legs. Sometimes the cow will go absolutely straight down, and that puts so much pressure on here that you can't get this open. This feature here helps you out, and you just hit that, it safely opens up, and now you can either work with the cow or get her back on her feet. As we're talking about safety, bring up another issue. As a cow or heifer goes down and you're pulling it, sometimes we get them, and I've had it happen, they go down, they twist their head and neck, and you're so tight, you cannot release the animal, and they're choking. That's exactly what this bar is for. I've used it before. Not many places have it, and I don't care what head gate you've got, they will go down and they will get tight, and you can't open them up. This bar we're tight, this bar goes in, you lever up, that pushes that up, that opens that side up, does the same thing on the other side. Yep. Tightens that up. Now you've freed it up to release your animal so she's not choked down. As we go back to the back, I do want to talk about, as you've got a calf on the ground, this side panel opens up. You can now get in and put your calf on the udder, do any udder work, and get a calf drafted onto a cow. You can absolutely do the same thing with this other split side. That opens up so that you can work, and the cow stays secure because you've got the side sweep in it. You can do that. You can do any work on mastitis if you got to do any udder work. You can actually go in here and do foot work on a cow, a bull, or whatever. By the way, with that head gate, I have already vaccinated bulls in there. You can open up the head gate far enough to vaccinate bulls. I've actually used this pen to artificial inseminate 66 heifers, so it's a very multiple functional pen. I have used it or sold it to many people, and I'm not saying they're small, but they're maybe 35, 40 cow producers. They can't afford a larger chute. They buy this pen, they can vaccinate their cattle in it, they can vaccinate their cows in it, but they also can pull the calves when necessary and do any additional work. I meant to talk about the plate up front. That's a very heavy duty plate. It's bolted onto that. If you look at any animals when they push, you do not have to have their rear legs on the plate. You look at animals when they fight, I don't care if it's cow, a bull, or a buffalo, where they push it from the front feet. If you push from the front feet with this being attached, they do not move your pen. So those are a lot of the features. Like I said, it's blinded up on this side. If I had my druthers, I'd like to blind this up too. It always helps in the movement of animals, but it's a very safe, effective calving pen.